Radiation is invisible, but its effects are deadly. Radioactive particles can enter your body through breathing, food, water, and even skin. The key to survival is time, distance, and protection. Time is critical. The less time you spend in a radiation zone, the less exposure you'll face. If you can quickly leave the contaminated area, do so. If not, act swiftly and follow safety protocols. The first 24 hours after a nuclear explosion have the highest radiation levels, so your main task is to find shelter. Shelter is your best chance for survival. Ideally, it should be a place with thick walls, a basement, bunker, or any other space that can protect you from radiation. Concrete, earth, and water are excellent barriers. If you don't have access to an underground shelter, use any available materials to create a barrier. Thick books, sandbags, or furniture. Once in shelter, remove outer clothing, wash your skin and hair thoroughly, and pack contaminated clothing in airtight bags. The faster you get rid of radiation contamination, the better. Maintain hygiene. Use water filters, boil water, or take iodine tablets to purify it. Food exposed to the open air may be contaminated. Prefer canned goods and tightly sealed products. Distance is one of the most effective forms of protection. The farther you are from the radiation source, the less exposure you'll have. If you have a vehicle, use it to quickly leave the danger zone. If not, move on foot, avoiding areas with high radiation levels, such as those near the blast epicenter. Use a radiometer or dosimeter to check radiation levels. If you don't have such a device, avoid areas with high insect or plant activity, as this may indicate higher radiation levels. If you are with a group, coordinate your actions. Support each other, share resources and information. Mutual support and cooperation can be crucial for survival. Mental state is important for survival. Try to stay calm and focused. Panic will worsen the situation and reduce your chances of survival. Breathe deeply and concentrate on protecting yourself and your loved ones. Find communication tools to get up-to-date information. Radios, cell phones, or even paper maps can be useful. Learn where evacuation zones are and which roads are open. Watch natural signs like wind and rain. Radioactive fallout can be carried by the wind, so try to move in the opposite direction from the wind. If you find radioactive contamination in food or water, minimize the risk. Consume sealed products or peel food before eating. Radioactive substances can accumulate in the body, so choose foods with lower water content. For example, prefer nuts or dried fruits over fruits with high water content. Use only water from sealed containers or underground sources. If you have access to a river or lake, don't drink it immediately. Filter or boil it to reduce contamination risk. Plan your actions ahead. Every day in a radiation zone can be dangerous, so always have a plan for emergencies. Keep essential items, water, food, first aid kit, and protective gear on hand. Don't stay in one place too long if it's unsafe. Move to areas with lower radiation levels. Avoid heavily damaged areas as they may contain radioactive materials. Remember the long-term effects of radiation exposure. Even if you feel fine immediately after exposure, symptoms like nausea, dizziness, or skin burns may appear over time. Seek medical help as soon as possible if you experience these symptoms. Protect your respiratory system. Use respirators or makeshift materials to create a barrier against radioactive particles. A damp cloth can serve as temporary protection if you have no other means. Keep iodine or potassium iodide on hand to protect your thyroid from radioactive iodine. Take the recommended dose if you receive a warning about radiation contamination. Take care of your skin. Cover exposed skin with clothing or protective gear. If you notice irritation or redness, wash the affected areas with water and seek medical help as soon as possible. Living in a radiation zone is a constant struggle, but remember, you're not alone. There may be others around you also trying to survive. Mutual support and cooperation can help you make it through. Communicate, share resources, and help each other. Radiation zones may hide useful resources like medications or tools. However, be cautious of traps or sources of radiation. Stay optimistic. Surviving in a radiation zone is both a physical and psychological challenge. Your willpower and determination can be decisive factors in the fight for survival.